never should have come here.
どうしたらいいの？負けないわ。
You are cleared to enter.
Congratulations! Welcome home. Oh, hush, hush. Here's your payment. Now make way for Mistress Matari and her illustrious golden maids.
Good evening, ladies. Today we have learned that your sisters and new courageous commander have won back Fort Pazarath. Your fallen sisters have been avenged. Now we march forward with our heads held high, ready to end this war as quickly as Purity's return. Our beloved mistress has something to say. I know you're all eager to hear her words, but first we must honor a recent addition to our legion. A hero who has fought Purity head-on at Pazarath, a vanguard of peace and justice.
They're talking about you.
The daughter of our late leader, Kasha Pinder.
What?
Miss Pinder, it is with great privilege that I grant you the katana wielded by your father. Carry it with pride. Your family's sacrifice has brought us to this historical moment. You are no longer a trainee. You are one of us. Welcome to Serenity's Sirens, dear sister. Now, before I introduce Matari, I would like to review the report from Fort Pazarath.
Nay to that! We want Matari!
Well, I guess we can debrief all of you later. Now, the moment you've been waiting for, I present to you, Mistress Matari.
My faithful warriors and loving daughters, it has been over 40 years since our order was founded. There have been many changes, but our goals have remained constant. Marcus and his wife Zell swore that Serenity Sirens would protect the Pinder family and bring the end of Project Purity. With great sadness and regret, they will not live to see that day. We may have failed to protect them, but our victory at Fort Pazarath is a testament to their legacy of courage. Through death, the Pinder family has brought us together. Many of you are Tamriel born, who have left your homes to serve our cause. Many more of you are Ashen, with no place to call home. That is why I am here today to announce my final gift to you. When this war is over, all of you will have a home. Our journey is reaching a climax. Purity's return is one last act of desperation. Their resistance to change has run its course. One final blow is all it will take to knock the beast to the ground. We have learned the location of their last stronghold, Innocence, an underground labyrinth deep within the heart of Skyrim. It will take many months of preparation before we can strike, but when we do, we will prevail. Then, at last, there will be harmony. For when Purity falls, the Pinder family will be avenged and our journey will come to an end. As young Kaja carries her family name into the future, we will be warriors without a cause. I am asking all of you, Ashen and non-Ashen, to choose your destiny when this war is over, be it with the rest of your sisters or alone. When Purity dies and Innocence falls, we will be free. Goodbye, my children. You are all dismissed.
Wonderful, my mistress. Thank you so much. Now, everyone, I know you're all wondering how you can get your assignments. Fellow maidens and I are your new battle masters. Okay. Maybe later.
Wow. Only one sister died? Compared to how many Puritan heroes? That's unbelievable.
Need something? All right then.
My mother's name was Zell. That's it. That's all I know about her. My entire family's history is lost. I'm all that's left. Listen, I don't like this any more than you do, but what choice do I have? It's all that I have left of my family. Matari is taking the Sirens into a different direction, but I'll continue the fight that my ancestors started. I'll make sure the Sirens don't forget the Pinders. It's going to be dangerous, but who knows? I might be the only person that is standing between Matari and her goal. I understand. You've been busy lately. You need some rest. And you need a maid. I've been meaning to tell you. I've convinced the Sirens to let me stay with you on the condition that you help continue my training. Like I said, I'd love to see Skyrim. Right when I thought I would get the chance, I ended up back underground. Now that I know I have some combat practice, maybe I can travel with you. This katana belonged to my father. It will protect me. I know it will. I haven't been training for long, so please give me a chance to learn. I have a chest back home in Jonestead. The Sirens gave me the standard issue medium armor, but I'm sure I could try on other kinds. My weapon is this katana. This is all I need. No! I mean, you already have all sorts of weapons. Why do you need another? If you decide to continue, I'll be at your side. The Sirens told me that all of my missions will be with you. I'm glad. You're the only person I trust. Well, I better get back to work. Not siren work, maid work. I'll see you later.
Always the talker, always the follower. What do you need? Safe travels.
Thank you for your service. Fort Pazarath would not have been won without you. Shortly before your mission with Freya, one of our scouts pinpointed the exact location of where most of the Purity convoys were originating. It has been a decade since we began searching for their fortress. We should have suspected that it would be underground. We must prepare ourselves. Innocence is the heart of purity. For over 200 years it has served as their home. It will be heavily defended. I believe that we must focus on immediate matters. My golden maidens will need to adjust to their new roles as the Sirens' battle masters. Their time spent with me since the death of Marcus has made them lethargic. You can help them. Follow me. I believe you've already been acquainted with each of my golden maidens. They are my personal guard and most valiant warriors. They are icons of loyalty, endurance, love. Beneath each of their beautiful exteriors is a fragile soul of a woman. A soul that must be nurtured so it may continue to grow. I've done everything in my power to comfort them, but they require much more. The maidens have a sacred communion with the goddess Dibella. In times of peace, they regularly attended the temple of Dibella in Markarth for worship. Our war has disrupted this routine and has affected their well-being. I am requesting that you escort all of them to Markarth so they may regain their strength. There is no need for concern. I've already made arrangements to have Freya stand in their place. When you arrive at the temple, I ask that you stand guard outside while the maidens perform their rituals. In addition, they will be meeting with a private contractor that has maintained a close relationship with our order over the years. Our battle with purity is approaching, and we are due for additional supplies. The contractor has everything we need to ensure the end comes with minimal losses. The Sirens have already fought Purity and hero forces in the Reach. Given Purity's fascination with dwarven artifacts, it's likely that Markarth lies in hostile territory. Purity is well aware of the Golden Maiden's rank in the Order, and will do anything to murder just one. But it is a risk that we must take. The maidens must have their confidence restored so they may serve as effective battle masters. Then I await your return.
Well, shall we go? There are no words for how ready we are. All of us have been eager to visit the temple since the attacks began. It's a matter of modesty. We do not wish to alienate any of our fellow worshippers by attending services in expensive dresses. In the company of Dibella, we are all equal and available. Take the lead. Oh, and do take your time. We don't mind the view. Not at all.
Huh? Your ladies have work to do. Let's get to it.
こ？
It feels good to be back. The scented fragrance, the posh decor. Everything is just like I remember. Anywhere in the city, really. Don't just stay by the front entrance or you might get ambushed. Patrol around the area for a bit. We do plan on having some additional company, so keep an eye on anyone suspicious that will come and go. Especially the men. Before you leave, don't be afraid to introduce yourself to the captain. She's an interesting woman and it might be a while before we see her again. I certainly hope not, but we can't deny that there's danger being out in public. If I were Purity, this would be the best time to strike and wipe out all the Golden Maidens in a single attack. Don't worry, this will only take a few hours.
Commander. All right, just that. Commander. Honor to meet you. Name's Captain Cordinali. Quaint way of getting details out of me, but fine. You can see I'm an Ashen, and you know I'm a captain. Funny story how that last bit happened. Your sirens did a mighty fine job getting in touch with my people in Okavir a while back. I had just escaped some low-life Sayesi's pit with nowhere to run and nothing to do. Got wind of your little operation from an escapee camp and decided to pitch in. Now I'm smuggling refugees by the dozens into Tamriel and making some gold on the side with contracts. Help an entire race and help myself to your 5 lovely courtesans. Fair trade. So what do you call them? Whores? Huh. Don't worry. They couldn't care less what you call them, as long as you give them a wild ride. I call her the Catalyst. She's a cargo vessel, but we've given her some armament so she can put up a good fight. All sorts of pirates patrolling the eastern coast of Tamriel, just waiting to snatch some exotic goods from the occasional entrepreneur that has business in Okavir, such as yours truly. Heavens no. Siren contracts do pay the most, But at the rate your guys request shipments, we'd be a charity. We do regular business with the local ports. Stuff like that keeps us going. From what I heard, you're not authorised to know about the fleet size, or its capabilities. Couple of additional shipping vessels that pick up our slack, maybe some other kinds, but yeah, what are you getting at? See, I honestly don't care what fights you kids get into, or with who. I'm not a siren, just a business partner. So, as a business partner, I'd like to keep my livelihood and head on my shoulders by not breaking our contract. But listen closely. Whoever your old boss Marcus Pinder wanted dead, God's help them. Nosy, we have business to discuss. Shipments to schedule, deliveries to plan, but first comes the good part. It gets boring bedding the wenches over in Anvil and the amateur bards in Solitude over and over. These maidens, they sure are one of a kind, and I see they got that new red-haired girl. Always wondered when they would replace that ever-so-elusive fifth maiden that I kept hearing about. A Redguard, or something. You're calling me promiscuous? I've been out at sea for months without even seeing a single soul besides my crew. If you're talking about the maidens, nah, if you've got the looks, why let them go to waste? Come on, I know they're not going to let you stay. You, the scruffy-looking warrior that's been cursed with guard duty. Nah, your only chance with me would be if we were stuck in oblivion. This is not oblivion. Ah, apparently the first maiden. Never knew her, and apparently the girls just saw her for the first time 10 years ago. What they tell me was that she was getting up there in terms of age. No wonder they didn't just kick her out rather than wait for her to croak. Good idea. See you on the other side, land dog.
I'm sorry. The Temple of Dibella is closed. You can receive your blessing if you wish, but the other sisters are in seclusion.
I'm going to enjoy this. Today is a special occasion. Others should be joining us soon.
What do you need? See you on the other side, land dog.
The other sisters are in seclusion.
I was. Now, being here, I'm a little scared. I'm not used to doing what we're about to do with people I've never met.
Miss Zana, as a former charm instructor, I am surprised you can still feel embarrassment.
It's just not the same. Kathy and I always believed in starting things off lightly with others, not jump straight into...
This is what it means to be a Golden Maiden. There is no time for natural bonding. We force it. We demand it. Gather your courage.
Excuse me? Trouble over here?
Nothing at all.
What's with the scowl? Oh, I get it. Your father being prudish.
What?
The commander should not be seeing this.
Who cares? I love it when I'm being watched, especially by the commander.
Commander, I'm sorry. You really need to get going.
Aw, so soon. Bye, Commander. I'll miss you.
You said it. Doesn't matter. So, are you selling those women or what? They're here to worship the Bella, aren't they? Kicked me out of the temple, they did. Said I was not good for their blessing. A lot of her believers here today. Maybe to see your women. They are beautiful after all. Look, I'll pay. If they're eager to please, then why not make some gold while they're at it? Shoot. I thought you were their master. Just a bodyguard then, eh? Fine, apologies.
By the Divines, the Forsworn are here in the city.
Yep. I'll stay back. The Markar City Guard have this all under control. There are no Forsworn here. Damn. Another body to get rid of. Damn. Another body to get rid of.
Red Guard craftsmanship in every piece.
Guess what? I survived. It's me. I didn't get the chance to say it at Pazaroth, so I'll say it now. Thank you, and goodbye. It's been over 200 years since I had a body to call my own, and a millennia since I've been able to walk alongside regular people. Everything is so perfect. I can finally live and die like a mortal. I'm free. I've done a lot of thinking over the years I spent at Pazaroth. Things have moved on without me. I've gone to the afterlife and back. It's making me dizzy. Time to keep things simple and just live a normal life. No more cults to join, no more sacrifices. I'm going to try out normality and see how that goes. I've already told you that this isn't my fight. She and I are complete opposites. I'd compromise you the moment she would recognize my presence. Sometimes the world would be better off without people like us, trying to change things for the better. Just let it go. Then here. You've made your decision. You're going to keep up the good fight and do what the Observer asked of you. Kasha asked me about Sky's Divide. I can't show you where it is, but this map will lead you to a sealed-off dwarven ruin that my people have dubbed as Legacy Bastion. There, you will find the answers that will set you on a path to reach the Divide, and bring about the final confrontation that comes with the Observer's plan. When I saw you walk into Markarth with the Maidens, I figured you would ignore any attempt I made to turn you down. So I drew you the map. Hard to forget where the Bastion is. It's where I found my old sword that your lizard friend now has. I'm not one to crush somebody's hopes and aspirations, and I didn't want to leave you empty-handed. I might not believe what you're going to go through will work, but that doesn't mean I want you to fail. And if you do, I'll see you on the other side, yeah? I'm glad. It's the least I could do for you and the Observer. The Golden Maidens, or whatever cute name they've given themselves these days, there is something you should know about them. They're not in that temple to worship Dibella. They don't care about any goddess of love or her teachings. They're only there for the benefits. They did the same with my goddess. They infiltrated my realm, pretending to be believers. They made it so easy for us to fall into their trap. They blended right in with the fancy dresses and dye-colored hair. Then they died. We found their scorched bodies in the barracks, killed by the mistress, you know all too well, because they nearly exposed her. That's all they are to her, disposable tools of pleasure and violence. So, I want you to know, you should be very, very afraid of what they're capable of. Before Matari makes a move on you, they will. Well, I've had enough to talk about for a few lifetimes. Time to buy myself a cozy waterfront cottage over in the Imperial City and write a book or two. Be sure to stop by sometime before the world ends, okay? Love and peace, sweetie. Looking for someone? I'd check out that monk that's wandering away from the group.